A lot of you guys are looking for your dream partner, but you probably wouldn't even look twice at dating someone like you because you're chopped. Now, hear me out. I was looking back at some old photos of myself back when I was caring more about what others thought, more insecure, looking more for a partner versus finding things that serve my highest, most abundant self. And I looked and I was kind of shocked at how I could have slayed a lot harder back then. And I want you guys to look at yourself right now from 10 feet away and tell me, what would you think if you saw you in public? Is it sickening or is it terrifying? I think so many of us kind of sit in ourselves so long. Paradoxically, we forget we are all we have, right? Like our health is all we have, our mind, our appearance. That's how people perceive us as we navigate through this world. But I think a lot of times we have this blind spot where we let ourselves make excuses for ourselves. For me, a big one lately since I've gotten disciplined with the gym has been how messy my surroundings have become. I took a look around and I was like, would you be proud to show this to someone you think highly of? Don't have anything about you or in your life that you could do something to improve that literally makes you sick thinking about it. If you have something like that, I need you to immediately go and fix that. So for a lot of people, I think it's their body or their appearance or the way they're dressing. And again, I'm never hitting any of this with an angle of bullying, but I'm just wanting you to be aware of how the world is. For so long, I told myself, oh, it doesn't matter how I look, I don't care. And I realized it does to other people. If you want to live life on fun, if you want to live life on easy, it might matter a little. Now, do you want to wake up and find that everyone you're surrounded with is shallow and only likes you for dumb things? No. But do you want to be me on the corollary that said to themselves, oh, I am a accepting person. I don't care where someone's at in their life. And then you're going to attract these people that are so energetically resentful, have so much baggage, so soul-sucking and draining to be around because you're telling yourself, oh, I'm an accepting person. I kind of had to have a hard look at my life this year as I got older and realized there is kind of a concept of that Charlie Sheen winning as you get older. Do you want to be the winner or do you want to be a loser, right? Do you want all your friends or all of your partners to be losers with no job, just living like a bum, smoking? Like, is that the kind of person you want to be around? And it's not to say that, like, oh, you should be with people for status, like be a social climber. But I think you've got to have somewhat of a vetting process where you ultimately ask yourself, look at how I look. Look at how I live. Look at who I'm around. Look at where I spend my time. What does that convey about me? Right? If you had to do a little journaling activity right now, you could write down, what do you eat the most? Where do you go the most? Who are you around the most? And I guarantee it would convey a vibe. I realized when I characterized myself last year, it would have been like McDonald's and naps. That was the top two hobbies of me. And this year, I would say it's probably like gym and rest. And it's such a glow up to go from something that's just such a manifestation of no self-control versus treating my body like a temple. Treating it like an altar I adorn with muscle and with wellness. And I just want you guys to take a minute. Today I cleaned and I also washed my hair and did my curls, which I neglect doing because it's a pain in the butt. But I sat and I also didn't go to the gym today. And you might say, why, if it was such a good day? I've started using one hard thing as a way of avoiding another. That may be relatable to you if you do something positive to avoid something else. I think for a lot of people, it might be opposite of me, like they clean to avoid the gym. But don't skip doing the thing you know you need to do with another good thing because it's not that great at that point. You are draining your life force energy. You are draining your precious moments. You're draining how it will feel to have a regulated nervous system when you procrastinate every day. When you say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, So I really want you guys to take an audit of what your life looks like and genuinely ask, is this something I would be proud of? A lot of y'all wouldn't want to date you. Think about, especially if you're straight, you're dating like say if you're a woman dating a man, would a man want to date me? I'm fit, I'm disciplined, I'm well rested, I have balance in my life, I like to think I'm kind when I'm not telling my YouTube viewers they're chopped. I would want to date me, right? But what about you put no effort in? I see so many people on like a college campus, and they're all wearing sweatpants. They all look miserable. They have headphones in. And, gotta do what you gotta do to get an education. I get it. We're out here. But don't be so caught up in the grind of your future that you take the beauty and the sensuality out of your day-to-day life. That's a big lesson I wish I could tell past me. I was out here thinking, oh, I'm getting a degree. Oh, I'm getting a job. Oh, I'm going to be in this relationship. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. I totally did not feel the flow and the beauty of those moments I was there to enjoy. And I'm looking back and I'm like, I was so caught up and I still wasn't doing it right. So now I try to push myself harder so I don't regret lost time. I think lost time is the worst thing, and not in the past, but lost time right now. Can you look at me right now and say, yeah, I'm basically doing as much as a human can do, within reason? Or are there places you are slacking and lying to yourself? I just think it's very important to consider this, but still find time to celebrate who you are in the moment. And this is where I say, don't neglect what you need to do. When I have a dirty house and I don't want to have any friends over, I know I'm being antisocial. When I did not go to the gym in the past, I literally stand like this in photos because I was physically uncomfortable with how my body felt and how it looked. And at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, you can be so woke and avoidant of all of these things and the ways they make you feel, or you can change it, If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, learn to love it, right? But I think 99% of the things that happen to us, especially if you're watching this with internet connection in a first world country, goodness gracious, look at some people's conditions out here in the world. We're a part of this complex society where we're all making ourselves miserable by comparing ourselves to other people. That's another thing. Oh my gosh, delete social media. I've recently just slightly re-downloaded it out of monkey brain. And when I look at about 2 videos, I'm like, okay, get up. Do anything but this. Get up. If you want to do these while you wash the dishes or stretch, that's fine. But so many times we're stuck in a functional freeze. And I'd love to talk about this topic more. Comment below if you're interested. But we have such a fried nervous system. I have to really check myself too, because so many times it's like, get no sleep, wake up, check the phone, drink a coffee, no water, no nap, pass out at night because you're exhausted. Where is your body getting time to be an animal? This is really where that sensuality is lacking from our day-to-day routine. This is where we're taking the romantic out of the day-to-day. So that's really all I have to say for you guys. I hope that leaves you with something to think about. But tonight I said, stop neglecting taking care of your hair. This is your crown chakra. This will feel better. I heard advice from another YouTuber. Oil your scalp. This is your crown. This is where you are interacting with the world. And a dry scalp is not going to make you feel better. And I thought, oh, that's some patriarchal, whatever. It feels good to be clean. It feels good to be pretty and well cared for. And these young girls who walk around in sweatpants and headphones and all that, I've been there. I am that 9 out of 10 days. But I just don't want you to be so caught up in the grind that you lose the flow and the juiciness and the playfulness with life. You men, I know it's fun to sit around and play video games 24 hours a day. Don't neglect how good it feels to go outside, connect with people, talk about your emotions. I think at times we're getting lost in the sauce. And when you scroll on Instagram and see these people who are living their best life and that's not you, identify what you can do to get more like that and log off and go do it. Do not overthink it. Do whatever you can right now that is the best you can do to be your most beautiful, aligned, juicy self. And that's the best advice I have. And you know what that is. That might be cleaning. That might be being more active. Cut out all the coffees. Stop smoking cigarettes. Stop being lazy. Go to bed at a reasonable time. If you genuinely don't know how to do it, Go on YouTube. There's tons of YouTube videos about this. Comment below if you want tips for healthy habits. But I promise you, slow motion is better than no motion.